I don't want to blow past this, Rex, because I did, I actually remember this when it had happened before you were there. But like, I was somebody who had I did all the cocaine. If there was a period of time in the 90s where it was all dried up, and that was my
I remember.
That was my, I want to apologize to everybody. I mean, I still get gift baskets from the Escobar family.
Oh, by the way, I did watch your cocaine episode of Just Shoot Me. Didn't remember writing?
The one I didn't remember writing. Yeah.
Now I gotta watch it.
I was like, that's why I knew there was a point at the very end of like my madness that I thought, oh, I'm just gonna die because I am this high functioning. It's not like sports, it's not like where I can bust an ankle or have an injury. It's like all I have to do is, and at the time, especially on a multi-camera show, you're staying up late anyway. Hours. So that energy at midnight was a positive.
Absolutely.
It was performance enhancing, I thought. But so man, I know how dark things get. I just give you, I didn't know you until Twitter. But it's so clear that you're like a good person, and and it's good to see that a good person like survived that. So congratulations.
Well, thanks, man. I'm trying. Addiction's fucking hard. I didn't really get it. I grew up my alcohol on my mom's side of the family. My parents didn't really party a lot or drink a lot, but had a lot, and then alcohol, and then gambling on my dad's side of the family. And I just kind of, I didn't drink really when I played. I didn't have my first drink till I was like 22. And my first year in the NBA, I was 19, first 2 years. And so I was underage. So we weren't, veterans weren't allowed to have beer in the locker room, which went over real well, as you can imagine. I was sent into the opposing locker room every night after the game to fill up a black hefty garbage bag full of beer and ice and take it into our locker room. Or smuggle it onto the bus, but
as if rookie hazing isn't bad enough.
Exactly. So but then I'd have a drink here or there. I wasn't a smoker. I guess because of how I was raised, I didn't feel like it was going to do me any good. And then there were guys that were partying every night that were just fucking awesome. It was just how I was wired. I didn't feel like I could do it. But then my last 3 years, I had 7 orthopedic surgeries, a couple really bad ones. And so a doctor put me on OxyContin right for an appendix.
Stop it.
Right at the end of my career. And
that should have been like some Tylenol 3 or something.
Oh my God. And within 2 days I was in love. I'd never felt smarter or funnier or better dad, better husband. It was the bomb. It was like people say, drugs are fun, and then it's fun with problems, and then it's just fucking problems. And that happens pretty fast.
It's so funny, Rex, because it was like the same thing. Other people who I know who like have had like success in their lives who've fallen into this. And I had the same thing. I was a straight arrow all through high school. And I got to college, and I still to this day don't really like to drink. I unfortunately am a recidivist smoker. But I tried cocaine that first time, like my junior year of college or sophomore year of college, and I was like, it was
your shit.
I was instantly. Like it was just a matter of time. I knew till I had money and a connection, and when those two things hit, and so I get it, man. I know it's like, and you have because no one in my family, no one. I like to gamble. I never really had a huge gambling problem. I did like it. But no one, my family was so buttoned down and like no one, I never saw my parents drunk, no drugs, no gambling. And so I didn't have any context for it at all. So I get it, man.
And then the guilt, you get all the guilt and the shame that you feel from letting people down, friends, when it becomes public and all that stuff. So, it's something had to happen for me. Something had to happen. I was, I wasn't, I do remember waking up many times, just you're lost and you just think my life is never going to be any better than it is right now. And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And then you gotta, at some point, it just has to click, and you gotta change something, or you're not gonna be around very long.
Brother, you're killing me, but I feel all
no, that's really I'm glad you're open talking about this, because I think it's like so positive for listeners and everything, especially now, because people are going through such a dark time with
man,
being locked down.
I mean, just being home.
Well, it's like, what else is there to do? I don't know. Let me get some drugs and just
I'm telling you. I remember Rick Pitino came in, basketball coach. He's been a longtime friend of mine, and Rick's had his share of shit and misfortune, and some of it self-inflicted. So, but he's one of my good friends. And when I was in rehab, I was in rehab 3 different times over 14 or 15 years. But the last time was in 2014, and I was in Louisville, Kentucky, and he came to see me there, and, like within the first week, and I was barely out of detox. So I was still just kind of numb but starting to feel emotions again and stuff. And I remember him walking in and us sitting there, and I just started crying. And I said, I'm toxic. Nobody's ever going to want to have anything to do with me ever again. I'll never work. I'll never be able to support myself, my family, my kids, nothing. And he said, listen, all right, you're going to eat a lot of shit for a while. And he said that it's going to be about the size of a beach ball to begin with. You keep doing the next right thing, it'll be the size of a basketball, and then a softball, and then a golf ball, and then it'll be a pebble, and then people won't talk about it, but you got to keep doing the next thing. And for whatever corny reason, it stayed with me.
I get it.
And the other thing that stayed with me was I was in rehab, and I was trying to learn, why am I doing, what's going on with me, all that. And this guy, this intern, great big black guy named Clyde, he just a great guy, big North Carolina Tar Heel fan. So we had kind of gotten, friendly, just talking Kentucky and Carolina sports and basketball and stuff. And then I really wasn't interested one day in reading the stuff I was supposed to be reading in rehab. And he came into my room, and I just thought he was cleaning up and stuff. He got down on his hands and knees and was looking under my bed. And I was like, what? He went over and looked under the other bed. I was like, what are you doing, man? He said, I was just seeing if you found any humility in here. And I started cracking up laughing, and it was one of the first times I'd laughed in probably deep laughed like that in years, because you just get so dragged into this opioid haze. But it was hilarious and poignant, and it stayed with me. And I'm like, yeah, you know what, I deserve that and more. So anyway, it's just hard.
That's amazing. I mean, honestly, I'm actually hoping, because what you're saying is it's so strong, and I hope, like, anybody out there who listens and struggle, like, I'm hoping you're that Clyde for somebody right now.
Because me too.
Me too. And you are. I fully think you are. I mean, I've following you on Twitter for I don't know how long, but
quite a while.
I love, like, seriously, I've said it before, your account is my favorite one to follow. Sorry, Danny.
Well, thanks.
I agree.